Hello, Muster0063 back for part 8 of I Want to Go the Jumple Refrenture, and not especially looking forward to this. Last time I cleared the first 5 screens of stage 6. They went by, I guess I'd be pretty happy with how that went, but yeah, now, like I said before in the previous video, that I didn't really have an issue with at least the first 5 screens. The last 3 I certainly do. I do believe there are some manoeuvres and jumps that are very difficult, and yeah, they pissed me off next to no end when I first went through. So let's kick off. Actually, funnily enough, well, that was a great start, wasn't it? Yeah, what a way to start off this. What a way to start off this video. The first half of this screen. What? Okay, yeah, is not so much the issue, and yeah, it is the we're going into the gimmicks that we got introduced to in stage 4. So it's the first one that was introduced of the 2 speed changing ones. So this is the one that that zooms in and reduces the speed. We'll see the one that damn it. We'll see the other one that that gives us a speed boost. The screen after this, or hopefully we will, depending on how this goes. But yeah, I don't have a problem per se with. I think I do anyway. With the first half of it, it's all okay up to the first half. I don't think there's anything in particular that's massively difficult. Yeah, in the first half. So yeah, not expecting. I mean, it's not easy, so I'm not expecting to just glide through the first half. But yeah, I'm not anticipating. Hopefully. To be stuck on the first half for that long. That was lucky as hell. Although this last manoeuvre is not my favourite, I must admit. Doing that, yeah, gate jump, while in the middle of a double jump and having to factor in the slow down, zoom in refresher. Not the easiest thing at all. So. Yeah, that could certainly cause me a few problems, but yeah, it is probably, I would say, the one and only thing. I can't believe I actually made that. The one and only thing in the first half that you know is particularly difficult. Although I seem to be making an enormous mess of that jump over to the right hand side for the moment. Just yeah, for some reason seem to be. Hitting the spike that's sticking out to the right, but yeah, let's see if we can remedy that, or indeed that. I've done that at least, I think, twice now, possibly 3 times. So yeah, clearly I'm not doing very well with the cliff jumps. I mean, they're cliff jumps for starters, so well, to me they are, because that's bad. That's absolutely terrible. In fact, bad doesn't really doesn't do the level of badness justice. But yeah, they are. Wow, I thought I'd messed that up. There are the spikes sort of sticking out, in my mind at least, make them more cliff jumps. But still, they're not so bad. Have I grabbed it? I have grabbed it. Phew. And yeah, and well, yeah, like I said, that last little bit, it's the the dip down sort of between 2 spikes, and having to pull off the gate jump. Very tricky. Hoping I pull it off. I guess I still don't think it's actually as tricky as some of the jumps to come later in this screen. But the slowdown went away. I was slightly dubious as to whether or not I'd actually jumped high enough to make the ledge, so I held right, and I obviously sort of just about landed on it. So the slowdown went away quicker than what I was expecting. So yeah, holding right with the slowdown now gone, I just walked pretty quickly headlong into that spike, and yeah, the reason being that I was somewhat expecting. Stop doing that. Yeah, somewhat expecting to still be in slow mo, so that yeah, I wouldn't have moved into the spike quite as or anywhere near as quick as I actually did. Yeah, kind of annoying. That. That's also kind of annoying. And is likely to happen quite a lot on this screen, actually, fun enough. More so on the second half than the first, but yeah, not quite having enough height to reach the refresher. That's going to be, yeah. I'm imagining a fairly recurring theme on this screen. And yeah, already this first half, as I said, it's not the easiest thing in the world, so I was not expecting to breeze through it, but oh boy, the second half is much harder, and I really need to stop doing that. Again, I think it's almost a sort of I can't think of the word I want. Overcorrection to, you know, those few times now where I've not reached, or I feel like I've only just barely reached. Okay, come on, that's silly. The second, oh my god, refresher. So I feel like I need to get some extra height, and of course, okay, that's just, what am I doing? So that means that I'm trying to jump to, oh my goodness me, trying to make that jump more awkward than it needs to be, but yeah, I should still not be messing that up. But yeah, I can only assume it's an overcorrection. But this first bit, again, it's not a gimme, but come on. I mean, up to this point, I really should not be dying anywhere near as much as I am. I've not made it. There we are. That time I hit my head. I mean, and on the ceiling, with, you know, obviously before the spike, so that killed all my momentum, killed all my height. So while I was able to at least save it by hitting the first refresher, I was, you know, way too low, and didn't get enough height to hit the second one. Yeah, I knew the last jump was going to be a pain, but I was not expecting to mess up quite so much and quite so badly on the other bits. As I said, barely even brushing the surface on the difficulty front. Are you joking? I mean, I know I want to make sure I land on the ledge there, but I think I'd have thought even holding right, I should be able to recognise when I've made it and not, you know, run into the spike. That's dreadful. Come on. Given how I think the rest of the entire game is going to go after this bit, I do not want to be here forever on this. What is, I think, the only, or certainly the easiest bit left. Oh, come on, that's not bad. The jump, anyway, not my playing at the moment, which is terrible. I made it. I haven't made it. Seriously, I cannot get the medium point there. I'm now either jumping too high and hitting the spike, or not high enough, or that was good. Or not enough, and not reaching the bloody refresher. That was just appalling. At least if I'm going to die there, make it on the dip down jump, dip down gate jump. Don't fail to jump over the sodding spike pyramid. What a waste of an attempt that was. That's unforgivable. Seriously, I cannot believe how much I'm failing at that one bit, because I'm overcorrecting one way and then overcorrecting the other way. I think I did say in the previous part that I may end up having to resort to cutting, you know, for some point in stage 6, which is very disappointing because I've managed to get all the way or get all the way here without the need for it. But yes, thank you. But almost 10 minutes on that first bit. Let's say 9 because I probably had at least a half a minute introduction. But oh, good grief. Yeah, as I say, I'd love to be able to get through this entire thing without cutting, but I just figure that yeah, the rest of the game is now probably going to cause enough problems that that's not going to be possible. But oh well, we'll see. Okay, so we're fine, reasonably, up until we get to the bottom middle bit. and I'll explain, well, yeah, demonstrate why, well, we'll see when we get there. But yeah, it's this jump, and I'm actually going to, because I was having so much trouble with it previously, that I'm actually going to somewhat sort of pixel align myself, because I just it seemed to give myself a better success rate. Again, I don't know if that's imagined or actual, but yeah, doing that sort of gave myself a better success rate. But that manoeuvre there, the drop down between those, or the diagonal, is tricky enough. But getting enough height to then clear the spike that's sticking out from the floor on the right-hand side is a pain. It's just an absolutely awful jump that I really don't like at all. Unfortunately, I mean, it really shouldn't, but the fact that you've got the sort of the slow zoom in mechanic as well just sort of probably adds a little bit to the difficulty as well. But that manoeuvre there, I mean, that looked pretty close, and indeed it was. I hate trying to pull that off. And this is an absolute pain in the neck as well. And if you're wondering why, well, that looked ridiculously stupid, and I didn't even give myself a chance. But I'll go back to what I was saying earlier on about the going up a shaft area and not getting enough height. That bit, or the furthest bit that I got to where I died, you need to be really, really high up in order to make all those refreshers and pull off the final jump you need to make over sort of what I dubbed the Christmas tree looking jump. So if I pause here for a moment, you can kind of see where it is, and also that weave there as well. That manoeuvre is a pain in the neck as well, and it's notorious for not getting enough. I see that's too low. That's way too low. I didn't get anywhere near enough height. I don't think that's big enough. Well, it was. I collected the refresher, but I was sort of in two minds about whether or not it was high enough, and I didn't jump in time in order to pass the refresher. So yeah, this whole area is really nasty. The bit at the bottom, in particular, is a jump that I have a terrible success rate of pulling off. I really don't like that climb you have to do. Whoops. I always invariably, just don't get enough height, or failing that, even sort of pulling off the so-dubbed Christmas tree jump at the end is really annoying. It's a gate jump as well, so it's not just getting over the spike. You also have to make sure you don't jump so high that you clatter into the one on the ceiling. The bit even on the right-hand side is just easy to panic on, with the cliff jumps and spikes all over the place. And yeah, this whole, I'd say pretty much the whole game is going to sort of be very tricky from this point on. But yeah, there are so many aspects of this second half of this screen that I just don't like and have terrible success rates on. And seriously, the timing on that bit, I'd say it's probably the worst bit actually. Getting through the diagonal, timing the double jump so that you obviously don't careen into the spikes or hit your head on the ceiling and then careen into the left-hand sort of edge of the spike, but then jumping not so low that you have enough momentum to get over the spike. It's yeah, it's a pain. It just is. I have a terrible success rate. That's too low. I'm pulling that off. And if I fail here again, I'll sort of go into another reason why this is so irritating. Right. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, yes. I don't believe it. And the second half was easier than the first. Are you joking? Wow. You know what actually makes that second half kind of irritating? Particular bit at the bottom is the fact that you have the zoom in slowdown gimmick, because you just want to be able to get there quickly. But of course, no. You have to collect so many of the friggin' slowdown ones. It's just like, oh, hurry up. I just want to get there again. Ugh. And it's really irritating. But I actually don't believe it. It took less time for me to beat the second half of that screen than the first. Go figure. Yeah, you know what I said about wishing we could have had some speed up? Yeah. I'm going to regret that immediately, because now we're on to screen 7. It was the second gimmick that was introduced on stage 4. It's the speed up gimmick, and yeah, the bottom bit well, we haven't actually got to what is my worst jump of the entire section yet, but this first bit is not so great either. Particularly, well, I wouldn't say this first one, I'd say that one. But it's the jump, it's the refresher after that is the, yeah, my absolute main bugbear with this screen. Although my success rate so far on getting to the ledge on the bottom right-hand side is absolutely appalling. So who cares about that refresher at the moment? But yeah, this. Oh, for goodness sake, come on now. I can pull off the stupid gate. Oh my god, what? Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to just make that just a little bit less sort of time consuming. Might also help with just speeding things along and actually meaning I can pull this off, that first jump off a bit better. Because I'm sort of further over to the right hand side and sort of out of the range of that spike. Yeah, that seems to be helping enormously. But that jump there, from that refresher to the safe spot through the gate jump to the left is pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. Definitely, I would say, yeah, the single most difficult manoeuvre on the screen. That's not to say that the other ones aren't problematic as well, but yeah, that jump there, I had huge problems with. That was just appalling, getting that far and then messing that up. I'm extremely relieved, like, as I say, they are pretty much with all the screens before this, apart from the first two, where you didn't have a save. I'm so relieved, yeah, there's these sort of halfway save points, because otherwise these screens would be, well, I don't want to say impossible, but nigh on, because, yeah, they are very tricky. And what I need to do there is, for the jump the furthest I've got so far, is do a lovely little hop over the two spikes sort of facing upwards, and then weave around the spike that's sticking out to the right, and then back to safety. Yeah, not the easiest jump to pull off at all. But yeah, it's the bottom bit that's the main problem. Not only, well, all the bottom bit, frankly, particularly the second refresher right at the bottom. But yeah, well, even the gate jump here for some stupid reason. But yeah, the third refresher is the one that, frankly, is going to cause the most frustration, I imagine. Last hit, I was through, and I'd comfortably cleared that spike as well, but I yeah, tried to obviously move back to the left just a little bit too quickly there. And well, wouldn't you just know it, the overcorrection. I mean, I wasn't miles away, but yeah, too far over to the right hand side that time and couldn't get back to the left. This bottom bit is so awkward. I'm really glad I actually did that sort of not only the time saver, but just from the sort of success rate of being able to pull this off. Starting from the platform where the save was having an absolute nightmare. And I'm not saying that, you know, it's a breeze doing it the way I'm doing it, but I certainly think I'm having a better time of it. I can only assume it's sort of yeah, getting me sort of set up further to the right hand side to make things easier, but okay, grab that one and probably do a full jump when I'm sort of over to the far left hand edge. Great. Oh, great. Just before the save as well. I certainly, by the way, plan to manically shoot for the save, because I'm very wary that I don't think I'm quite going to get the height. Damn it! That I need to be able to make the platform if I'm sort of being super careful not to ram into some of the spikes. Damn it. So yeah, I'm going to be, if I can pull off that jump and not careen into the bloody spike I did there right at the end. Oh, how annoying. Yeah, I plan to shoot like crazy to make sure that I hopefully can hit the save, yeah, without actually properly making the ledge. I also need to be careful, and I won't take liberties with it to the point of view that I could end up obviously. Whoops! I thought I died there. Save screwing myself, because the last thing that I want to do is obviously hit the save. Because I'm moving quickly as well, at a time where I'm going to be spawning in. Damn it! I missed the refresher. Where I'm just going to be spawning in inside one of the mini spikes. Because yeah, save screwing myself on the second to last screen, that would be an absolute disaster. But yeah, I do certainly intend to shoot away, and hopefully, and then just obviously yeah. Allow myself then to pull myself up to the safe spot in the next couple of goes after that. Damn it! Why is that bit on the left-hand side causing me so many problems? It shouldn't be that tricky. Why? I mean, I know I want to get back over, because I feel like if I'm too far over to the right-hand side for that jump I want to make, that I'll careen into the spike on the floor or whatnot, and so I do want to be, further over to the left. So I do want, to weave round that sort of spike that I keep dying to, but I should have enough time to. Whoops! I should have enough time to, hang back a bit more to the right-hand side and loop round it rather than careen into it. Come on. That's terrible. See, my big problem with this jump that I'm hopefully going to get... No, of course not. I don't even know why I said anything. Well, as soon as I said that, I was like, I'm going to die to the gate jump. I know I'm going to die to the gate jump. I died to the gate jump. Yay. That jump there is just, the mini spikes, trying to position yourself so that you clearly don't hit your head. Even if you hit your head on the ceiling while trying to make that, it's all over. You've got no chance. But yeah, trying to be sort of low enough that to do that without hitting the mini spikes is just it's a pain. It just is. There's no two ways about it. Like there, last couple of times I hit the mini spike, so I'm like, yeah, okay, I need to jump a little bit earlier. But if you hit your head, you've got no chance. All your momentum and indeed all your height is completely killed. So yeah, no chance whatsoever. And that was appalling. I've got to say, next time I get to the bit on the right-hand side, or sort of middle right at least, anyway. I'd really like to be pulling it off, because yeah, this bit at the bottom left and the middle is tricky. But I did forewarn you. So yeah, it was expected. Why? And from my perspective there, I'm going to get really frustrating now. But from my perspective there as well, I didn't even clip the very edge of the spike. It looked like I was in the middle of the damn thing. I don't understand how I could be so far over to the left. It seriously looked like there that I wasn't, but I didn't even just clip the left-hand edge. It looked like I was so far over to the left and hit the middle of it that it was ridiculous. I'd have no reason to be anywhere near that far over. I don't believe it. Why in the world would I be that far over to the left? I mean, I can understand if there was a speed gimmick in play that would cause me... Damn it, didn't get it. So, I need to make my... that was really flipping annoying. I need to make my second jump quite a bit higher. There then. Oh, that was really irritating. Getting to the final bit, and as you may have heard or indeed hopefully seen, I definitely did try to shoot it, but or shoot the save, but no, I was still too low. And again, why? That wasn't even That wasn't even the very edge of that spike. I don't understand why I seem to consistently be so far to the left to hit that spike. It's just... I mean, I'm deliberately trying to aim right as well. I don't get it. Am I have no idea. I can't explain it. I'm racking my brain trying to find an explanation as to why that's happening, but I feel like there's no excuse for it. So, yeah, why? It's just the question of the day. Oh, I really wish I pulled off that last jump. I mean, obviously, but for a section that I know causes me frustration and I know I find really tricky, anytime you get to the final jump and just miss it, because I wasn't miles off. You know, I didn't jump into the spike, on the sticking from the left-hand wall this time. I didn't do anything that wrong. I just clearly didn't give myself quite enough height in order to be able to pull off the jump. And I hope that at least sort of as an explanation or sort of proves my point as to why I feel like I want to be a bit more over to the left, because I clearly wasn't there. I did the jump that I wanted to, but I ended up clipping the bloody spike that was hanging off the right wall. And if I'd been further over, damn it, don't miss the refresher. If I'd been further over to the left, I would have avoided that. So hence my reasoning for definitely wanting to be over to the left-hand side. But I should not be running into the bloody spike on the fall as a consequence of trying to do that. Wow, that was... I'm amazed I pulled that off, given what I did. Given that I sort of rubbed up against that wall there at the bottom. Didn't count for anything because I died on pretty much the next jump, but still. Damn it, that loop round is very hard to gauge as well. I mean, again, it feels like the stupid thing to do there would be to not make it back to the ledge. But, in doing so, you're obviously very liable to overcorrect and land back on that spike. What? No. I must have had the terrible pixel align for just having to, for apparently just walking close to the edge of that ledge, but that was rubbish. So was that. Ting it. Oh, come on. Right, how long have I been going on this screen? About 15 minutes already. If I don't pull it off soon, it's probably going to be cut time. I say I really don't want to, because I'm like, this is seriously, other than a token last screen, which I'm not going to count. This is the second to last screen, and I really don't want to cut stuff out. But at this point in time, I've very much run out of things to say about at least this first half of the screen. I think it's evident where the main troublesome spots are. And I'm getting kind of frustrated. Imagine this isn't the most interesting thing for you to watch. Didn't do it again! I don't believe it! That felt absolutely fine! I don't believe it! I need to maybe take a step back and... jump even higher? To hit the refresher? I actually can't believe that I've managed to do that twice now, and both times not high enough to reach the save. How frustrating. Other than just not, I don't know, not making a full jump or something. I'm a bit confused as to why I'm not getting enough height. Ah, come on. I think I might make it next time I get down to that area. So yeah, I'll keep plugging away for the moment. Next time I get down to that area, if I don't make it again, it'll regrettably be cut time. You joking? I got there so quick that so quick after the other one that I don't want to cut, but yeah, yeah. I apologise if this is boring or anything, but I'm like, I feel like this would be just something of an achievement to not have to do it. So I'm like, still, well, let's just persevere just a little bit longer. But that's 3 times, and each time I've sort of deliberately tried to get some extra height, and it's not working. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I mean, I'm obviously being careful not to ram into the spike that's nearest the refresher, but I mean, in doing so, am I just not getting the height I need? I don't know. That's terrible. Come on, I should not be dying to that manoeuvre. I mean, apart from the bottom bit, I kind of feel like I really shouldn't be dying until we get to at least the loop round, because that is kind of tricky. But yeah, past past the jump that I just failed on. So this one, yeah, from here, I feel like I shouldn't be dying until I get to at least the loop round. But the speed gimmick is obviously just always one that is very, at least for me anyway, very off-putting. It's, I'd say, probably one of my least favourite gimmicks, just generally in fan games, because, yeah, I don't tend to work very well moving at breakneck speed. Oh, come on, that's just stupid. Thought I learnt my lesson by now to not be... And again, from my point of view, looking at that, the placement of the spike where I died there, again, it didn't look like the tip or anything. It looked like something right in the middle. I can't believe that I'm almost seeing the alignment for where I need to be positioned for that quite so badly. It is unbelievable. How am I consistently... I mean, I could even understand it like 1 or 2 times, but I'd say it's at least 5 or 6 now that I'm hitting the middle of that spike. I shouldn't be anywhere near it. And yeah, I'm definitely now going to make it the next time I make, however close I get, however sort of I'm dead against wanting to bugger, wanting to cut it. Otherwise, this is just going to go on forever. I've already gone on for half an hour, well over half an hour now, and I've only cleared the one screen. So I kind of feel like this last part is going to be almost stupidly long anyway, or I'm going to have to make it another part after this. So I actually don't know what I'm going to do, frankly, in terms of piecing this together, because I think I've got to the point now where it's just yeah, it's just taken so long now that I'm either going to have to put it in another video after this, or the rest of it is going to have to go exceptionally well. Okay, so I'm here just for a bit of brief post-commentary. It actually turns out that I ended up clearing this little section very soon after I pretty much stopped talking. So yeah, about 10-15 seconds ago I wasn't talking or anything, but it only took me about 1.5 minutes or so after that to actually clear it. So yeah, clearly shutting up, I should do more. If I do that, I'll be more successful. But ultimately, all that's really meant was there was only an extra 1.5 minutes of footage here. So I mean, I could have just left that up there without any post commentary, but I thought, well, I definitely don't want to cut it. You know, I've been saying all this time that, you know, that ultimately, you know, it'd be great if I could get through the game without cutting anything. And there's only a minute and a half between me stopping talking and actually managing to pull it off. So I figure, you know what, I'll include this footage, that way I won't have to cut anything. And that, a little bit of spoiler, apologies, but yeah, part 9 will be the, you know, the final part. I actually managed to get through the rest of Area 6 without having to resort to cutting anyway. So yeah, I actually managed to complete the entire game without cutting, so I thought I might as well keep this at the end of part 8. And yeah, obviously lost a little bit of track of time in terms of, you know, keeping this as one part. So yeah, I thought it much better to split into 2 parts and keep this little section at the end, because that means I can confidently say that I managed to complete this entire game without having to resort to cutting anything.